3, 2, 1. You're listening to Just Okay Gamers Sex Hotline.
Live at 3 a.m. Top of the hour at 89.4, The Anal Bead.
We're taking callers today, answering all your sexy questions. Let's take this first caller. It's Jake from Indianapolis. Jake, you're on with Sex Talk.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, Jake.
This is Jake.
Oh, that's an
You're coming in a little hot there, Jake.
Yeah,
Let's
aggressive
chill out a little
voice.
bit. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I get a little excited.
What's your question?
Yeah.
Well, you see, my problem is when I take my little pee-pee out. Hold on, it sounds like this. I'll show you.
Yeah, please.
Daddy, no. No, Daddy, no.
You hear that?
Oh, it's
That's
sizzling.
what my pee-pee sounds like.
I'm afraid your dick sounds like Pop Rocks.
Yeah. Oh, that's a strange noise for a ween to make.
This sounds like more of a medical question. We're more of this, relationship advice.
Let's get our doctor on the line. Dr. Naunheim?
Professional cum guzzler.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. This is Dr. Naunheim.
So this gentleman's ween
Uh-huh.
sizzles and pops when he brings it out of his pants.
Okay.
It's my little pee-pee.
What does that mean?
My little is little tiny. When it sizzles and pops. I'm
Okay,
Jake
sir.
from Indiana.
Okay, Jake, thank you. Thank you. As was explained to me, it sounds like Pop Rocks in your pants. Is this all the time?
No, it's only when I pour Pop Rocks on my little pee-pee.
Oh.
That might be
Got
why.
you, you stupid
Ah,
idiots.
These prank callers always calling Sex Hotline. They need to chill out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go back to my lounge if you guys need me
Yeah,
again.
go back to your lounge.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye, everyone.
We're just okay and we play some games. We're just okay gamers.
Blueberry pancakes. Blueberry
No,
pancakes.
no. That was good
and
shit.
now a word from our sponsor, Breitbart News.
Oh, look at you. You got to fit in that fucking political line.
Thanks for listening to episode 186.
186.
186 of the Just Okay Gamers podcast. My name is Papa Sexy Guido, and I'm here with...
Uncle Sexy Wally.
Hey, this is Patriotic Millpool. Let's make America great again, you guys. It starts with us.
This is Professor Naunheim.
That's a
Hi, Professor. Nana.
good job there, Naunheim.
Oh, thank you.
How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
It's been a long week, but hanging in there.
You guys happy with that intro?
You guys happy?
Let's play it back real quick. Let's have
No.
a listen.
Okay,
not.
let me...
Figure
it
out
was real
if
good.
we like it. Can you do that live?
yeah, I can absolutely do that live.
Okay.
So it went like this. You're listening to Just Okay Gamers Sexy Talk Hotline. Cut out there.
Oh, that's where it
all I got.
stopped?
Yeah, that's where it stopped.
I like
Well, yeah, me too. Let's roll with it.
How were your weeks? We had our big voice moil episode last week.
I think I'm still reeling back into life from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friday, I was just Friday through the weekend, I was just dead.
Okay.
Could have been all the drinking I did on Friday night.
Yeah, that's probably it. I don't think a 2-hour little episode where your fans ask you questions would wear you out that much.
Debatable, but I'll take your answer into consideration.
So we haven't had a real episode for 2 weeks. This is
Yeah.
our next real episode. Hey,
Hey,
smoke.
weed every day.
There it is. And I'm happy to say that we're back at it, normal format, ready to go. All energy is what we have. We're just exuding raw fucking
Raw
energy.
force. Oh, yeah.
Exuding so much energy.
Yeah.
I think if you cut us, we bleed coherent light.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yep, I was thinking the exact same thing. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Did you guys have a good 2 weeks, I guess, since we didn't talk last week? Is there any big major like news that happened recently in those past 2 weeks? I can't really think of it.
I moved.
I don't think that's really news. You move all the time, so
That's true.
It's just average now.
yeah, no one even cares anymore where you live. You live in a dumpster for all I care.
That is
Wow.
in fact where I'm living right
Oh
now.
wow! Now I'm actually interested. How big is the dumpster?
Yeah. What are we talking? 8-foot dumpster or
Yeah,
Yeah, it's an 8x5.
salad?
8x5. All right. And how often does it get emptied, or is it just like an abandoned dumpster?
Oh no, it's weekly. I have to get up early to avoid the garbage truck crushing me.
Is
Fair
there
enough.
currently trash in the dumpster with you?
Well, yeah, no bowls
yeah.
in there.
Yeah, there's
So-
yeah, other than me, right, guys? Yeah, let's all rummage around here a little bit. Let's see what do we got. We got some Pop Rocks here.
Oh, some
Actually,
Pop
it's just
Rocks
filled with
wrappers?
Pop Rocks. Yeah.
Oh,
Sounds like a pretty awesome dumpster.
Yeah, it's behind the Pop Rocks factory.
I was never a big fan of the Pop Rocks.
no?
Really?
Yeah, it's just like a sugary. I mean, in terms of like enjoying a candy, it's not good. You know,
It's
a
not-
I think
novelty.
it's more about the
Yeah.
experience.
I would
Yeah.
say it's very novelty-esque.
It's like
Yeah.
a Warhead, one
But-
of the sour.
But
candies.
Warheads taste good.
no one on earth has ever been like, "Oh, I'm craving some Pop Rocks, man."
Yeah, so true. You know what I've been craving lately is
that?
the sour lifesavers, like the gummy sour lifesavers.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, we have them at work at like the corner store that's at work, and I've bought like 2 packages already this week.
Oh wow.
I love sour candy,
Yeah,
straight up.
sour
So-
Skittles.
Oh
Delish.
yeah, sour Skittles, Sour Patch Kids,
Sour Patch Kids are my go-to whenever I go to a movie.
movie theater. Yeah, that's
Yep.
my movie candy.
Yep.
Yeah, we went-
Warheads I love. So fuck you.
Wow.
I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying it's more about like the challenge, I guess. I don't know.
The
I never
Warhead
liked them that
challenge?
much. Yeah, well, like
Yeah,
the sour
on the-
challenge, right?
Yeah, it said it on the wrapper like, I challenge you to put it in your hold it in your mouth for 3 seconds.
Oh, that's what I say on Friday nights when I go out.
With a
it's
bunch of
my line.
warheads.
With a
in
bunch
your
of
hand?
dudes.
Both. That's what I call dudes, warheads. Going to pick up a few WMDs, baby.
What? You're gonna pick up dudes? I'm
Yep,
confused
white male
about what you
dudes.
do on
White male
Fridays.
dudes.
Call 'em warheads.
Did you guys like Fruit by the Foot when you were kids?
Yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah, but I felt like that was novelty-esque as well. Like just
love Fruit by the Foot.
unwrapping it was more fun than actually eating it to me.
I thought it was excellent gum.
You guys were bag
Wait,
lunchers?
Wait, gum?
Gum? No, Fruit by the Foot was like
Yeah.
the rolled
It
up
was
fruit.
like fruit
No, not
roll-ups.
Fruit by the Foot. What was I thinking of? The chewing gum that came in the pink canister. That was
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What's
I
it
like
called? What's
I
it
like
called?
that too.
Bubble tape? Or
bubble
something like
tape.
that?
6 feet of bubble gum for you, not them.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then it had like the little chomper container that would cut off pieces in
Correct.
strips.
Yeah, I also like
Yeah.
Fruit by the Foot. I forgot. Yeah, actually, that was good as well. They come in the little squares, right?
Yeah, it was like a square package, but then it came out like as like a pin roll.
Pin
like
roll.
a-
Yeah.
And then it would
Okay.
like roll off as a strip.
God, it brings me back. Mm-hmm. Talk about candy now. Candy podcast.
Were you guys bag lunchers? Did your family
Mm.
pack up
Yep.
bag lunch?
Nope. I always stole my parents, or so like my parents would give me money for lunch, and then I would just not eat. and
Oh
pocket
man,
it.
those
That was the
money
way to
for
do
lunch
it.
kids were high rollers. I envied the fuck out of those kids. I'm glad you bagged the money though. I was a sack lunch kid.
I wish I was a sack lunch kid. I
Same.
was a hot lunch kid. And
Oh,
you get $1.25 every day.
It doesn't get you very far,
I mean,
I don't
that's
know.
a
$2.
shitty ass hot lunch.
right?
well, I would at my school. Our hot lunches were brought in by major food vendors? Like there was a Taco Bell day, and then there was like a Burger King day.
No.
Oh, okay.
We had like one day out of the week that they would bring like Subway, and we're talking like spicy Italian. We're talking like the $3.25 6-inch subs, all on plain Italian.
Did any of you guys ever Lunchable it?
Yes, when I was younger, like when that was like my bag lunch, my parents would just buy me Lunchables.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, Lunchables were tight. I mean, especially the cracker one with the spreadable cheese.
Yeah, or the pizza.
Ever since I was a
Oh,
little
pizza
kid,
was top shelf.
I'd always just take the hot lunch, and it was horrible because I went to public schools.
That's when they poop on your chest, right?
Yeah.
with
I just
some
take
cellophane over your mouth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You just have to sit there and take.
yeah. It was weird.
The lunch lady got up off the counter, like,
Yeah. I'm starting to
Oh,
think
you again!
Special for you, little Patrick.
Put your head down right here.
when I close my eyes, I still see her wart-covered ass and the shit descending
Oh
upon her.
god, too far.
Yeah.
she didn't have warts.
Yeah.
It was a pretty nice asshole.
Typo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would steal the lunch. I would just pocket my lunch money, and that's how I paid for like my snowboarding,
That's cool.
season pass and shit. I learned at a young age to just stop eating to get money,
Yeah.
It's a good skill to have.
and now I just drink that money instead of eating.
There you go. Cool. I guess that's the big news.
What? Candy?
Yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff
Candy.
we talked about. We don't really need to delve into any other, news that's gone on in the country.
I think
or
that's
anything.
pretty much it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
everyone's really
nothing
into
else happened.
candy right
Yep.
now. Candy's making a huge comeback.
Yeah. Candy's huge right now. All right. What do you guys say? Should we do some what?
What did we do
I don't
at
know,
this
man.
point?
It's been so long.
I know.
I think we hopped on a two-wheeled balancing thing. What were those
Oh.
called?
Right.
Hoverboards. We
Oh,
hoverboarded.
yeah.
Yep.
This is where we all hoverboard away.
Yeah, that's it. All right, I'm gonna
Hoverboard
rip up
away.
See you guys later.
Here, I got mine. I'm gonna power it up.
Whoa, that's a special one from China. Mine
Okay, I'm
doesn't
gonna
make
power
that
mine up
sound.
now. Beep. Bleep, 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 bleep.
Whoa. Where'd you get that one from, Mel?
Oh, it's still going.
Oh, it's still going?
I shut mine
Full
off.
power, boys.
Okay.
Mine's already on. You guys can't hear it. It's the silent
Oh, you
version.
got the silent
Oh shit.
Yep.
HB, bro.
Oh, he
Yeah,
got the silent ones,
HB.
bro.
Yep.
Good bit. All right, let's move on to the old League of Legends.
When a segment runs too long, you must segue. When Guido's getting bored, you must segue. When Wally zones out, you must segue. When Nasty does a bit, you must segue. Now segue! Do it now! Go to League or General Gaming. It doesn't matter. Just segue. A bigot size. Do it! Or you'll be sorry. Boo boo boo.
Or you'll be sorry, boo boo boo.
Hey man, I ran out of things to say and the song was still going. That's for our newest Patreon subscriber, Biggie Size.
Yeah,
big
that was a really
size.
good one, Mel. Good job.
Nice work, man.
I think yours are the
Well
best.
done. Well, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Best produced. I mean, like, look
Best.
at
Best
Jumbo,
in quotations.
Jumbo number 5.
No.
And this one, like, by far.
Yeah,
you
they're all
really
crowd
pour your heart
favorites.
and soul into them.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
You can tell too.
Start tearing up and it's emotional.
That's enough complimenting him though for now.
Yeah, forever.
Forever,
weird.
even.
Let's
Yeah.
never compliment him again.
It's weird to be complimented by you guys. I don't know how
Shut
to
up.
take it. Oh,
Yeah.
That's better. Thank you.
You're Dumbo.
The elephant?
Yeah, you're a big elephant Dumbo. Oh boy, where do we start? So many changes to League.
We just
start-
played some League.
We did.
I haven't played yet in 2 weeks.
So you
Yeah.
haven't experienced many of the changes, or you have?
No, I mean, I've experienced the client, but that's about it.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about the client then. because we've all dipped our toes into that pool.
Dabbled, one might say.
New client is out. It's flashy. Looks nice.
It's in
It's
beta.
Very, very slick.
Yeah, it's in beta. Can you opt out of the beta and still run the old?
Yeah, I don't think you. I think it's opt in. Like I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to click like, let's do this when you
Yeah.
come on.
Did it give you an option to be like, no, let's not do this?
I didn't really
didn't
look.
see one,
I'm sure
yeah.
you can though, because I'm pretty sure people are still running the old client.
Okay.
Right. And I'm sure that the old client is kind of a necessity for some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing hasn't been running great for everyone.
Right.
I
When-
haven't
when I f-
noticed too many issues.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I first updated, it was super laggy and like I could barely get into a game. I would click a
Yeah.
button and it would be like 3 or 4 seconds of lag. It was pretty bad, but today it was fine.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
pretty good right now.
I wonder if they were doing some kind of background downloading and updating stuff. Because I noticed that
Yeah,
like the
I figure,
client
like-
patch was really fucking small.
Yeah, I figured it just hadn't like cached everything once I first updated it or something.
I'm sure they'll
Right.
just be throwing hot fixes at this shit as it goes. They're not going to release patch notes for the client, I don't think.
No, probably not. But I did notice that patch notes are pretty easily accessible from the client, which is
Yeah,
nice.
I saw that too, which makes me wonder if we should even ever talk about patch notes ever again, including doing the 60 experiment.
Yeah, I don't really think we need to, especially right now. I mean, it's preseason. I kind of don't want to try and fit all the preseason stuff in 60 seconds because it's not really going to be useful. I mean, there's so many changes out there right now.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I could just read like
I
the
mean-
side like index of what they changed and maybe fit that in 60 seconds.
I don't think
Would you-
60 experiment was ever useful. It's more
No.
just a challenge for you to get through it.
Would you
Yeah.
argue that the new client design is more mature aesthetically?
No, I think that it is more 21st century.
Okay, contemporary.
Yeah, so the UI stuff that I kind of pick up on here is that buttons have gone away. A lot of buttons have gone away. They've gone more towards tabs across the top and then a subset of tabs underneath that, depending on what you want to do. And it's a lot more like modularized in the fact that like the far right side is now all your social stuff versus like a pop-up that fits up and down over other things.
Yeah, aesthetically, it does seem to borrow from like classic 1920s, 30s clean lines kind of a thing too. So it's like modern and yet some of the art is very retro.
Yeah.
kinda.
It's definitely, I think that design
Guido?
in general is going back.
Guido, what do you think?
No,
I'd
but
say anything
Metropolis?
retro.
But it looks aesthetically like Metropolis-esque, with like the gold trimmed squares and the hard lines and the austere kind of Spartanness of the layout.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it.
The golds and the blues.
I mean,
okay,
I see
that's fine.
gold, but I don't see anything
Okay.
too retro about it. I think it looks pretty.
I mean, it's
fresh.
slick and fresh, but it just borrows from the visual aesthetic element of that. But that's just me.
It looks nice.
Yeah, it looks nice, very nice.
I have some issues.
Okay, what's those issues?
Talk to
Friends
us.
list. I mean,
Yeah,
they gotta
I'm not a big
they gotta
fan.
dump this fucking mobile shit. Like, I know
do you mean?
that's not an issue with the new client. It's been an issue, but like the people that are on mobile, it's so obtrusive. It's just that
It
everybody
clearly
is
stinks
there.
they're on mobile.
Yeah, I know, but it's like there's my list is just populated with a bunch of people who aren't online. I can't play games with them, so why am I looking at them? You know,
Right. So you can talk to them. It gives you the
Yeah.
option to send them a message.
if I want to talk
Just-
to
just
anyone,
like
I'll
a-
just talk to them on any other platform than sending a message to their phone through fucking League client.
Yeah,
I
it
think
just
one
needs
way
like
that-
a hide mobile button.
Right. Yep. That's what I was just gonna say, Mill. Just like they have with offline.
Why would somebody choose to have a mobile interfacing? I mean, because clearly you're seeing them because they're on their mobile component tied into their phone. I mean, Millpool, I see you on right now. Like, do you want to chat with somebody? To the
I'm not online. Am I on mobile?
It says you're on mobile.
I haven't touched that app in
See,
months.
yeah, that's what I think. I think anyone that downloaded the app, it sends it to them. Let's do a little
Yeah.
test. Let's do a little testaroonie right now. All right, I'm gonna send 3 messages to people, random people on mobile, and see if they respond. Okay. Hey, what's up is gonna be my message. And okay, there's one. Let's do this one.
So while you're doing that, I'm
Yeah.
gonna also kind of like bring up some other things that I don't like about that area as well. I don't like that the groups are now prioritized at the top of your list. Like there's no way that you can move them around, and I feel like I don't really care to click on them and see what's going on. I missed
you're right.
that there was tabs at the bottom that I could hide away but still have my whole social area, because it's like if you're in 3 or 4 groups, that's going to take up half of your pane of like your friends group.
Sure. Yeah. Well, no one responded. I'll keep you updated if anyone responds
anybody-
throughout the whole
These are-
podcast.
These are all people who downloaded the app and now, because they chose to have their mobile settings show that they're online, which is probably default.
Yeah,
So
probably.
yeah, that's a huge problem. I mean,
Yeah.
it gets clogging friends lists and no one's going to fucking reply because they don't even know they're doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it
And
does look clean, and I do like that you can drag your groups around now to order them of your like friends groups. So I don't have to have a for like the people that I hang out with all the time, just so that way they'll be at the top of my list.
Yeah. The chat interface is kind of funky. I mean, I don't think it's bad. It's just something new that I have to get used to, but how it keeps everyone very grouped up and concise, and then on the left side of the chat room, but then you have your friends on the right. It's just I've noticed that I've gotten a few messages from people, and I don't notice them. You know?
Yeah, they don't show up because you're used to it being down at the bottom,
Right.
or it's
Yeah.
just flashing.
I'm sure that's something that I'll just I'll get figured out as I go on.
Right. I also think that the text is a little bit too big, like within the chat itself.
It is a little big.
Yeah.
Like I can't really see more than 1 or 2 messages at a time. That, or they spaced out like in between text. The amount of space there has grown.
It looks
Yeah.
like a 12-point should be a 10-point font.
or just be able to resize the chat window, you know?
Yeah, that
Right.
too.
Make
you
it
can't
bigger if
do.
I want it to be. I mean, all minute things, right? Like not huge things, but all quality of life things.
Right. And then the other big one that I have an issue with is whenever someone talks in a group, it pings you. And
Right.
and it's the same ping as if you get a message from someone. And the only way to turn that off is by shutting down all your sounds, all your notification sounds.
Really?
Yeah. So it's either just keep getting pinged from group chats or just never get a notification again.
Actually, I killed the sound early on, like when I still played a lot. I killed the sound on the client because every fucking thing, it still carries over from what I can tell. Everything has a sound effect. That thing's a cornucopia of sounds. I just
Right.
muted the whole damn thing.
I think that must be an oversight because in the old client you could mute just the group.
Yeah.
Yeah. You used to
Yeah.
be able to.
Oh, I guess, yeah, here it is. I can mute the group. Oh, I see. I just didn't see it.
Where is it?
Is it the cog
Wait,
in the top right
Hold
corner?
on, maybe.
I can't click the cog.
Oh, yeah, you can. You can mute people. You can't mute the groups. Oh, fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in beta.
Yeah, right. So there's one other thing that I wanted to point out. It's under the collections, which I don't really like how they did this, but under collections is how you get to like your runes, masteries, spells, all that stuff now,
Yeah.
and champions. But I like the new rune layout.
Yeah, it looks dope.
It's super nice, super like concise, and everything just seems to fit. So much more pleasing to the eye to see everything there all at once with your stats in the middle.
Right.
Filling in a new like rune page feels really good too.
Yeah. Masteries page is pretty standard, I guess.
Yep.
Nothing really to say about that. Your spells page, I don't even know why they still have the spell page.
New people.
Yeah, I guess.
They have little videos now for each
Yeah, that's
spell.
nice.
Yeah, I was watching those.
Oh, the spell,
Are you?
yeah.
The new Champ Select looks nice, and there's replays in the client, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't putzed around with those at all.
Yeah, me neither.
I loaded up a replay. It's pretty standard. There's not a ton of functionality in there as far as I can tell in terms of editing, but the nice thing they do is they highlight like when there are kills or like dragon takes or baron takes, so you can kind of go directly to that point in the timeline.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you guys like the new game selection screen?
The game selection.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's fine.
I like
colorful.
Yeah, and I like that when you click on a game mode, like ARAM or Summoner's Rift, that it gives you a different like background to kind of
Sure.
show
Yeah.
off the map that you're going to. That's
Overall, they got some work, a little bit of work cut out for them to make it nice and streamlined, but I think it looks cool.
Yeah, me too.
That's all I can really say about it. It looks cool. Its functionality is there, just not quite there all the way, in my opinion.
Right. I like it. I think that it looks good. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, though, compared to what I'm currently used to.
Mm-hmm.
Even signing in felt kind of weird. I'm not going to lie.
So
need to
we
turn these
got
sounds off.
with that, we got all the season changes. Brand new season, baby. They hit the old live servers. Got the assassin changes. You got those little flowers that grow in the jungle. Is that about it?
Pretty much it. Yep.
I think so.
There was a lot of other stuff that hit in this patch, but
Yeah,
too much
lots
to
of
talk
item changes and stuff like that.
ward changes, the new control wards. There's no more pink wards. It's the control
Yeah.
wards instead, which deny vision instead of just showing off things.
I also noticed that they regenerate.
Yes.
When we were playing this last game, we had a little battle over one of the control wards that I put down, where the enemy team was trying to knock it out, and we contested it to try and save the ward. Took them out. They got it down to one little chunk out of the 5, and it came back. So I thought that was nice. Instead of them just coming back to lane and running that bush and just knocking it out, they should have to fight for it again because they failed. I like that.
Yeah. I haven't played with them yet, but I was watching other people play with them, and I think that it's a really cool thing though, because it like gives vision denial with a ward versus just like showing where other wards are.
Right. The plants in the jungle, I mean they're okay. It adds a whole nother aspect to jungling. I only played a few games as support, so I didn't really get to experience them much. I did escape on one of those satchel plants.
Nice.
That was nice.
Yeah. So it came in use to me, but
I kind of liked them. I've only played one game, but I
and
liked
you were
the
jungling, right?
Yeah, I liked the vision ones. That I think they reveal stuff. I didn't actually ever reveal anything, but
Yeah, they reveal wards
seemed pretty useful.
in like a cone, right?
Yeah.
Based on how you hit them. How do the health ones work? Are those useful for you?
Yeah, I guess they only spawn in the river as
They
far as I
slow
can
you
tell.
down, don't they?
Yeah.
Do
They
they?
do.
I don't
A
know.
little bit. Because they didn't want
Uh,
it to just be like, hit this plant and run away while getting health. You know, it's kind
Right.
of like a net negative, positive kind of, depending
Yeah,
on
they
what
pop
you're
out
doing.
like 5 or 6 little health pods that you walk over and heal you up. It was nice. I mean, I was like pretty low health, and we were gonna do dragon, and popped one of those babies and healed back up. I mean, I think it's cool because it's another like neutral objective that people can fight over a little bit.
Right. One thing, I don't know if you guys noticed this, that they changed is that the turrets are all the same now. So you don't have the laser beam slowing turret at the base turret.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it
I
shoots
actually
just
didn't
like
know
the
that.
rest of
Yeah, I
them.
didn't notice that.
So
Cool. Overall, I mean, it was League.
Yeah.
right.
You can put little gimmicky things in it, but it's gonna be League.
Yeah.
I didn't
I don't
change
feel
the way I played at all.
I don't feel as excited this season as I have in the past few seasons, though. I don't know if it's just me changing or if the changes they've made aren't as exciting for me.
Yeah.
Like when they did all those support changes, that was really cool. They added like warding trinkets and
Right.
boot enchantments and stuff like that. I mean, it affected like more champions than I feel the changes do now, I guess.
Yeah, but you don't play a lot of assassins, which got the brunt of the
Right.
update. But the smaller ones, like the Juggernaut patch, was I had a lot of fun with that one because everybody was playing them, and it was a totally different take on these champions. It's probably the first time that they did that. Like a big group of champions that they change all at once.
Right.
And now that just seems to be textbook. That's what happens, and it happens at the beginning of the season and even after like a split, like they did.
Yeah, they
last
did the
time.
mage update
Yeah.
this year.
Yep. It was fun though, like the first couple of times, and I think it's probably a better way to do it than just revamp one or two champions at a time, just because that they're kind of looking at that role as a whole. Kind of like what they tried to do with
A whole roll?
A whole role.
Oh, hello.
Like what they did with the ADCs, I feel like was a huge change to a lot of marksmen and really kind of focused them into certain areas. And I felt like that really kind of gave like a new benchmark of all of the marksmen that they redid.
I don't know. I had fun, I guess. I'll probably play some more League. I liked those games because they were over in 20 minutes and we just crushed them. The two games
Yeah.
that I played. But
I mean, it makes a difference when we have a full team.
right.
Right.
But I could see myself playing more League as the season goes on. I'll definitely say that. Yeah. Mostly because I can't think of any other games I really am horribly looking forward to, especially multiplayer games.
God, I can't think of anything soon.
I think I'm going to play Fez back through. Like,
Shut
no
up.
joke.
Really?
Just
Yeah.
play a new game.
Why? Why can't I replay a
Expand your
game?
catalog.
I'm
I
probably
really
gonna
like
buy.
Fez.
There's games that are good as Fez, if not better, out there.
Debatable.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, are you sure?
I guess I'm
Give me
not.
a game.
Name
Give you
any
a
game.
Give
Any
me a
game?
puzzly.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Ooh, that's
No,
a
I
good
want
game.
a
Puzzle
puzzly
game. What's a puzzle game?
one-player adventure-y game, like The Witness,
Puzzle.
but not.
Oh, I got one.
What?
Abduction. They're the guys who made Myst. That's just their first major, and it's literally exactly the game you're describing.
Okay, I'll look into it.
There's this game called something Fox 2 that I suggested to you. I can't remember of it.
Star Fox?
Yeah, it was Star Fox. Thanks, Millpool.
Oh,
I was really
sweet.
grasping at that one. You should play Star Fox 64.
Oh, okay.
No, don't play.
I'll go
the
get-
new
oh,
one.
is that a-
I have
Puzzly
64, so
Okay.
I'll just
there
go pick up
puzzles in
Star
it?
Fox 64.
I've been looking for old games to play, like DOS games and stuff
Yeah?
like that. Yeah, I've been playing through Diddy's Conquest this past couple weeks and Police Quest.
Oh,
Wait
Police
a
Quest is
second.
classic. No, Police Quest
I
is
know.
legit good.
What is
Classic.
this?
That's like-
General Gaming.
Oh, I'm sorry. We started talking about
Suddenly, Walden comes to
general
life.
games.
Yes, games.
I'm sorry. We can get back to League.
You are sorry.
Yeah.
We can get back to League.
Or we can just segue.
Nah, let's keep talking about League. I mean,
Okay.
they got
There's
us
a
this
lot.
far.
There's a lot going on in League.
There
There's a
is.
lot.
we kind of have the obligation.
Oh, go back to my hole.
Riot recently launched this universe in
A whole universe?
Yeah, a
you
whole
say?
universe has been launched.
Man, that company
Did it come from a black
big.
hole? Or are we talking creationist here?
No, yeah, Riot is
saying
definitely
Riot is
the
God?
creator. Yeah. Basically, it's a portal for a bunch of art and lore regarding
Have you looked at it
champions. I'm looking at it right now.
for the first time?
Yeah, for the very first time.
I perused it today. There's
Yeah.
like a bunch of concept art on there, and then they have like I don't know. I don't really know what it is. I just saw concept art.
Yeah, Visions of Demacia.
There's also
Friends of
like
the Forest.
anytime they make like a cool video for one of the champs, I think they're gonna put those on there.
It's beautiful splash art, by the way.
It
I
is.
mean, it's just a good-looking website.
It's
period.
well designed.
Yeah.
They make nice websites. Oh, there's a new champion reveal.
Oh yeah.
On there.
New video. I don't know if it's on there.
No, it's not on here.
That would have been a good place to put it, right? Come look at our new verse that we just created. Things.
It's very short. They posted it on Facebook a few hours ago. It's Camille.
Kamazel?
Non-Johnny?
Nothing for Incorporated?
Camille Non-Johnny?
We're gonna do it.
Is it the,
Our listeners.
is it the intro to Live
about. Vernon Shirley.
Chance will take it, and rule will break it. We're gonna make our dreams come true.
Well, you got to
Did
do
you
the
guys-
Lakefront tour.
Oh.
They sing that.
Did any of you guys see this little video for Camille?
No, I have not.
I did. She's basically okay. So she's got swords for legs.
That's really the big.
Yeah,
She's a
kind
meth
of
gap.
Oh yeah, that gap.
that
It's kind of like brutal.
I think it's like a robot like bottom half.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Oh.
Otherwise, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, she's got a big old puss. She's just got a fucking Grand Canyon of a puss. Like to get all up in that puss.
All right,
Keep going. Yes.
I'm not giving you any of this.
Yeah, yeah.
Just keep going.
let's get one more.
No exit strategy.
I'll take a corn on the cob and stick it in that puss.
While reading Puss in Boots.
She doesn't have boots though. She has swords.
Yeah. The swords for legs. Hey guys,
Yeah, what's up?
Working at Riot, it's really tough. We got to come up with a new champ, all right?
Do we have to?
Yeah, we got to.
We just put one out a few months ago.
They expect several champs a year. Did you know that?
Oh, wow.
I know. I thought we could just get away with one. Anyways, so we got to make a new one, all right?
All right. Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, I'm thinking swords.
I like it.
Oh,
Yeah.
what are you thinking? Arms?
know.
Hands? Like
Fingers.
Edward
Like,
Scissors
like you
hands?
hold on to them. They're swords.
Edward sworded hands?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't want them to hold them. I want.
Don't
Check
want them
this
to
out,
hold
guys.
the swords.
Brilliant idea I just had. Me working at Riot right
Wait,
now.
let's get Mark Merrill in here because I
Mark.
feel like something big is about to happen.
Okay, Mark, come on in. What's up, Mark? How's it going?
Yes, hello, I'm Mark Merrill.
I know.
You introduce yourself all the time?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, listen, Mark.
Don't
So,
talk back to me.
Oh, sorry. Sir.
Mark, do I have permission to bounce some ideas off of you?
Yes, of course. You're a top champion designer.
I am.
I want to hear your opinion.
So look, I'm thinking for the next champion, swords. What do you think of that?
I love swords. I have several swords.
I
in
know
my
you do. I've
office.
seen your collection. That's why I thought of this. How about this? You know how people walk around on their legs? Are you aware of that concept?
You know what? Now that you mention it, I've noticed that. Yes.
All right. Now imagine this. Your legs are swords.
Whoa. Oh, wow.
Are you choking? Do you need help? I'll give you the Heimlich. Here, Mark.
Oh no, I'm orgasming. Oh, that's
Okay, that means he likes it.
oh, that idea is the best idea I've ever heard.
Thanks. I came up with it myself. I think we should put it on a chick with a big old puss.
Oh, I love big old puss.
Yeah? You like getting off in that puss?
3
ever
hours
taken the
later.
Corn of cob. For taking a corn of cob and just shoved it up in a big
corn
old
of cob. A corn of cob. Absolutely.
That's what I call them on Mark Merrill.
Thanks, Mark Merrill.
Look, she could take your corn of cob and shave off all the corn pieces with her legs, her sword legs, and stick it right in her puss.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, thanks for joining us here, Mark Merrill. You can go away.
All right, I'm going to go shower in money.
All right, please do.
Wait, he just dropped a deuce before he left. Right on the floor in front of you.
Enjoy that deuce, bitches.
That's rude.
Thanks,
I
Mark.
think that's karma, really, if you think about
Fucking
it.
Mark.
Classic Mark. He's just pooping all over the place.
Fucking Marky Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool chick.
Yeah, I don't know.
so
Swords. Where do you guys
This
think
universe.
Where do you guys think she'll go? Top or bot or jungle or
Jungle.
Well, they just released, what was the last one? Kled?
No,
Ivern.
Top lane? Oh, Ivern.
Jungle.
Right.
Kled. I forgot all about
Yeah.
Kled.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
know,
was 2
right?
ago. Maybe. I feel like she's
mid?
gonna be an assassin.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be assassin killer. She'll have a lot of mobility to dodge them skill shots.
Have you looked at this
Okay.
awesome comic that they came out with? She kills
I-
3 people
yeah.
on her own.
Oh, damn. That sounds like an assassin.
Are they assassins though? The people that she kills?
No, one of them's like a mage.
Well, mages can be assassins.
She has like these things that pop out of her hips that are like,
Swords?
no, like
Puss?
Leg swords?
Corn of
Puss.
cob?
Yep. No, they're like Gatling hooks. Like that she hangs on.
Snares?
Weird.
Gatling
Yeah.
hooks.
Yeah, like
Oh, okay.
clink clink.
Yeah.
Grappling hooks.
All right.
Grappling hooks.
Yeah, grappling.
Yeah, that's what I
Gatling
said.
Gatling
gun.
hook would just be like a like
Hooks everywhere.
Hooks everywhere. A Gatling gun with grappling hooks.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't been impressed with the champion release in some time. I think. Well, I haven't played the game.
I think
in
that
some
you
time.
haven't been impressed with League in some time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Earlier this year, I played a lot of League.
I've had fun with League.
Yeah.
Not as much as I have in the past, but
Sure.
it's been all right.
Now we got to talk about all this LCS bullshit going on.
We don't have to.
Let's talk about the letter.
I just want to point out one thing
What?
in the letter.
Yeah.
That they said that NA players will get a minimum salary of $100,000 guaranteed.
On this letter, well, explain what the letter is first.
So this letter is a letter from owners to Riot, explaining that there are some things that they're upset about, mainly lack of job security and fair compensation, damage to the teams for the ability to invest in LCS players. They feel like they have a weak relationship between the fans and the LCS, and they don't get the money that's due to them that Riot makes off of them, essentially from selling their brand.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same stuff they've been crying about for a while, and basically
Right.
that what they want to do is create a franchise, which like any like the NFL or the NBA,
MLB.
yeah, any professional
NHL.
sports that's played at a high level. Basically, a team is owned, and they have a spot, and that's the team that plays. There's always going to be a Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. They want
Right.
that for league.
Right. Versus the current system, which is relegations to get the top 8 spots, and if you don't make it, then you're out.
Right.
Except for, I mean, most major sports in North America, except for like the Premier League, which is more like the LCS now,
Right.
where teams have to like earn their spots, and if they don't, then they drop down to a different league.
Right.
Right.
So do you guys think this is a good idea or a poor idea?
I only offer one commentary on that. I watch English Premier League soccer and I appreciate it and I love it because of the threat of relegation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it makes a compelling, dramatic part of the
but you're
strive.
such a Cleveland fan or Ohio sports fan. You like those?
Yeah, but we don't have it.
Yeah, but you're such a.
Well, we kind of did, though. That's what the Baltimore Ravens became.
Well, like the Browns were not the best team for a long time. They
Yeah,
were
and then
actually
they
the worst
became the
team in the
Ravens.
NFL. And
They
then,
actually left.
right, and then they came, but then you guys brought them back,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and we brought him back.
and then they still were the worst team in the NFL for a couple of years.
I'm also
and didn't
arguably
get
a fan
kicked
of the
off.
Tottenham Hotspurs than I am because they're not relegated.
Yeah, but
Right.
you're a Cavs fan, you know,
Sure.
because that's your team.
If you're trying to force me into a value judgment, I'm going to say that if I had to choose between contemporary
No one's
football,
forcing you into
and-
anything.
well, no, forcing is a strong word. I mean, if you're trying to make a parallel, I would go for soccer because I prefer relegation as a thematic element of sports.
All right.
I can get behind that. I think that the current relegation system offers a different kind of competitiveness, and that league, like the LCS currently, is too small to say like these are the 8 teams that are always going to be in the LCS. Like there has to be some kind of component of threat that
Yeah.
you aren't going to make it into it. Otherwise,
Do
you
better.
just don't do good enough. Right, until NA and EU start beating these teams in Asia, I think that they should be competing to be allowed to be in the LCS.
I think franchising would help, though, also in the creation of more teams and allowing those younger teams to get in, and
That's fair.
then they're in, and they can manage their team without having to worry about, spending money to get these best players and finding sponsors and all that because they're set. They have a team, and this is the team that it's going to be. If a player underperforms, they don't have to worry about getting rid of them. They can just kind of do that, trade amongst the franchises. I think it'd be pretty neat to see, especially if you just. There's going to be bad teams. There's
Right.
always bad teams in sports,
Mm-hmm.
and those teams will just have to work on getting better.
Yeah.
And then
I think it would be interesting for
Yeah,
a
but-
different reason. Like relegation is interesting for the reasons you guys have described because it's just inherently interesting. And then I also like franchise sports. I watch a lot of basketball and hockey and stuff like that. I think it just benefits the owners most of all, though, if they do establish franchises.
I also think the players benefit too from a stability
I
factor.
think it'd benefit the players immensely.
So
How though? Because
Because
the way I see
they'd
it,
be working to play on a team rather than working to stay on a team, I guess. And it would also breed a whole nother. You could have both, really.
I would like to propose a middle ground here.
Yeah, middle ground.
So allow teams to have 2 teams, right? Like a minor league and a major league, kind of like you do in baseball. Yes, they aren't technically the same team, but they usually have a feeder team in baseball that is in the AAAs that feeds to the major leagues. And allow teams to be able to recruit people into their minor league team, which will then bolster their major league team roster because then they can pick from the best of their team.
seems
which
they already
most
do
likely-
this though. That's exactly how it works currently.
But they aren't allowed to have
Like-
2 teams in the LCS.
Not in the LCS, but where you're describing is 2 different leagues, major
Right.
league and minor league, which already exists. Like there's the Challenger League, and a lot of the bigger teams have Challenger teams.
Right.
The problem is no one cares about Challenger. So if a team doesn't make it into the LCS, they basically lose all their money because they don't make money from Challenger. I just don't know if it would benefit the players all that much. I don't like how would it be that different from the way it is? Because like the best players just kind of get traded around to the different teams as it is.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think that they would be able to cement. They'd be able to make more money, the owners, thus being able to play the players better.
I
And
suppose.
keep them on payroll longer, have longer,
But you know,
longer careers, and if they aren't,
if you want to use the Browns as an example, though, of arguing for it, then I would use the Browns as an example of why it's a bad idea. Because you'll always have the shit team that gets the fuck kicked out of it.
yeah, but you have the shit teams in relegation too, which no one watches. You know,
Yeah.
But it
So
brings fresh faces every single split.
it'll bring
Like,
fresh
the
faces
bottom two
if
teams.
if people aren't performing on a team that's a solid staple in a franchise, then they're gonna remove those players and get new ones. You know.
Yeah,
just-
so there's no difference though from the
Well,
way it
it'll be
is, other than
different
there's
because that team will always be there, and they will be able to make money from, I don't know, various merchandise. I'm gonna go buy a fucking Renegade shirt because I like that team. I know they're always gonna be around, and they can use that money to spend to buy better players instead of Renegades getting
Okay.
relegated out, not having any money from sponsors, and having to pick up these, these challenger people with Asperger's that don't know how to fucking
Okay.
communicate with each other.
It's some that are so bad that they can't even be allowed in, like that one guy who's like the number one jungler or something like that. I read about
Yeah.
that somewhere. He was like so awful. They said you can't fucking come. But let's go with Nasty and Millpool. You know, with that whole the baseball, football, the metaphor of what we have right now with teams and minor league teams. If we're going to do that system, which I think you make a very good argument monetarily, as well as for players and owners, and for the franchise in general, if we did that methodology, then I think we'd have to bring the whole thing over. I would like you would talk about like Asperger's kids and everything like that, but you're gonna do like a draft. There needs to be like a draft system. There needs to be like teams do really shitty.
Yeah.
They don't just have to work harder. They have to have like an elevated position in the draft order for the following
You
year.
could still have the
And-
Challenger League and have people be working up that way, and that's where they draft from, and have draft picks.
Yeah,
and shit
exactly.
like that.
See,
Yeah.
I mean,
But they need to formalize that then. I think that'd be great.
I think that would
I
come
was
with it.
gonna make that point that the draft, if they implement a draft, that would make it kind of worthwhile for me. I think that would be the most interesting part.
I think that if they're going to do that, though, then they need to help formalize a collegiate scene.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
formalize some
Give
way
it
to
respect.
get
It exists.
into-
Give it respect.
Right, and formalize some way to get into the challenger scene. I mean, I know that they're doing the scouting grounds this year for like the top 5 people on the ladders in every position, but that's only 25 people, right? Like to choose from. That's not a whole ground, like a whole plethora of people that you could choose from. Like you said, sometimes socially, these guys aren't able to play on teams because they're solo queue.
Yeah,
Can you imagine the marketing potential though of like draft night?
I know it'd be huge,
But
it'd be
for
fun
league,
too.
yeah.
I think it'd be. We can keep going with the system it is, and just get the new players every year, and different teams come in occasionally, and they are usually not that great, and then they eventually get bumped back down and have to fight for it again. Or we could establish these are the teams that are playing in this league, and let the management figure out who plays on those teams, and then you support the team that you like. I like that idea.
Okay, so we have one more thing then outside of that.
Yeah.
If you do that, this isn't just nationally. Like, this is an international organization. Are they going to do that across all the boards, or is it just going to be within the LCS, and the LCK can do whatever they want to do?
Yeah, let them do whatever they want, and then when it comes time for Worlds, they have. It's the same thing, It's the same thing. It's just there's we have a franchise and they don't. They're still doing that thing over there that they want to do. I don't see how that would change much.
Okay. Mil, what were you going to say?
Yeah, no, I like this idea. I would be fine with franchises. I think the only thing you lose is the new teams coming in. Like when Cloud9 came into the scene, like they smashed everyone in the LCS, and those guys, like, they met up together and they formed their own team, they formed their own brand, and then they got into the LCS and they were super successful. So I think that's the only thing you lose. Like if that team formed again, then those 5 players will all have to be drafted separately. And they probably wouldn't stay together, and that team would never exist. Cloud9,
Unless
their
there's
legacy would never exist.
unless the staple of the Renegades team just had a shit year, they didn't win barely any games, and they go and try and buy all these kids that they know. are
Right.
playing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
team, you know?
That's true. You could, yeah. I guess in theory, well, if you have a draft, like you wouldn't just be able to buy amateur players, I wouldn't think. You would have to wait until the draft.
Right.
I guess another team that comes to mind when you brought up Cloud9 Mill is Unicorns of Love. You know, like they came out of nowhere, played some really off meta shit, and kind of caught everybody off guard and switched things up because of that. So I'm just worried that if franchising happens, it'll be the same old, same old. Kind of like what Worlds is. It's nice to see those really weird off meta picks that you get in regular season, and then when it gets to Worlds, it's like everybody plays the same 14 champions.
Yeah, but as more money gets involved, that's just going to be the way of the game. We're
So-
already seeing less of that, and
Right.
people picking the same 14.
Right. Very true.
Cool, good discussion, bros.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
bro.
is pretty
Sure.
sweet discussion.
Yeah, sweet, totally tight discussion.
Can I crush some beers, brah?
Dude, crush as many beers as
Dude,
you
you
want.
deserve it after that sweet, sweet discussion.
Yeah, bro.
Crush some beers, brah.
That was the most in depth we talked about League in probably the past 6 months.
Yeah.
Probably.
Kind of
And
stumbled
it wasn't
into
really
too.
even league related. It just happens to be something that that was rumored that league might do because this is a leaked letter
Yeah.
that isn't even official yet.
Thank God we all know sports.
Yay, sports!
I don't know sports at all.
A little bit. I mean, at least.
Cool. You guys ready to go on to some general gaming?
Yeah, did you remember that game you were going to talk about? Since we're going in general gaming.
Did I remember that game I was going to talk about?
The Fox game, right?
Oh, no, I don't remember it.
Are you sure it had the word Fox in it?
I think it did.
What was it about?
It's a very aesthetically pleasing puzzle game with a fox as the main character.
Is it new or
It's
old?
somewhat
Sly
new.
Fox.
The side scroller 3D? Is it 2D?
No, it's like a third
Pixel?
person, almost Telltale game, I believe, ish, puzzler. You know? Whatever.
Doesn't
Okay.
ring a bell.
Moving on.
Okay.
All right, on to general gaming.
We. Segway.
Nice.
The first tree?
I don't know.
I think it's got a fox, and it's a puzzle game, and it's third person.
God, I don't know. What was it called? Let me look.
The First Tree, a third-person exploration game centered around two parallel stories: a fox trying to find her missing family, and a young couple dealing with the death in theirs. Players take control of a fox in a poignant and beautiful journey that crescendos at the source of life, and perhaps results in the understanding of death.
No, it was like a cartoon fox. He was definitely standing on 2 legs and wearing clothes.
Okay, not the same game.
I read an article about it it was right when Nasty was all into the Witness. I was like, dude, you should try this game. I just read about it, but I can't. I don't know. Fuck it.
Okay, fuck
It'll
it.
come up to me while I'm like driving to work tomorrow.
It's not Wild Fox Simulator 3D, is it?
Oh, that's it. You got it.
Knew it. Fucking knew it.
So we played a little Rust this past week. We said we were going to do it. We fucking did it.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I wish I could have been there.
We had a little
It sounded like
community
so
night,
much fun.
and had whoever was around and owned the game come play Rust with us.
We enjoyed it.
Yeah. And played it for one night. Had about, 12 people playing with us? Next day?
At least a dozen. Then
Yeah.
2.
Next day, yeah, it was like 4 of us. So it didn't keep a lot of people's attention at all.
Well, it required some focus and learning, which immediately shut it down a few pegs.
Right. It was a lot of people standing around, not contributing. I've noticed. Like, you need to work together to build. And it was like everyone fucking around and shooting bows at each other and just like, just being idiots. And then there's another separate group that's just trying to build and progress. And it was frustrating. I got very frustrated.
And then we have our mean neighbors who keep raiding us,
Yeah, they're taking pot shots at us.
shooting us, and
Right.
very not nice.
But it was fun. I had a lot of fun. I played it more than most of you guys. It
Yeah.
was basically after the first 2 days, it was me and my sister and Force Porridge, and then Ingi and a bunch of Swedes moved in because we built a house next to the house that you guys built, and
Sounds like a movie. A house next to the house that you guys built.
yeah, it turned out to be like that. And it was me and Force Porridge and my sister were in that house, and then like 5 Swedish dudes talking their Swedish language through
Like off to
in-game
the
voice
side.
comms. So we just hear, this Swedish talk coming from over there, and they'd like light a campfire and stand there with their deer heads and start playing guitar and just standing over it. And,
That sounds like Rust.
yeah.
They're Icelanders, not Swedes.
Ingi's from Iceland, yeah.
Yeah, get it right.
Sorry. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
It's all the
that game
same
looks
to me. Sorry.
the game looks nice. Like, having not played it in probably at least a year or two,
It looks it's really nice.
seems like they've continued to keep it going, keep it new.
Yeah, it's cool. Like guns, when we played it way back when, guns were, you could just get a gun. You could go into anyone's chest, grab a gun, no one would care. And
Yeah.
now it's like, it takes several hours to get the materials to make that gun. So it's precious. And if you lose it, you're very upset.
Fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing I used to do was just like go into the radiated like mini Fallout cities.
Oh yeah, free shit.
Yeah, you just get like the best stuff from there. Do they
Right.
still do that, or
Yeah, there's still the rad zones, and but what you get from them is parts. You get like a bolt action gun body, so you need that part to make the bolt action rifle. But with that comes a bunch of high quality metal, a bunch of wood and metal shards and shit that you have to mine. So just like, and those bodies don't drop like candy like they used to, or like the guns used to. Like, and it requires risk. Me and Wally, there's this big dome in the middle of this map. And me and Wally and Porridge would go up to this dome, and we're searching all these things, and then I find a way. There's like a jump puzzle involved in it, and you have to jump through a bunch of hoops and boxes.
Way too much risk.
And you have to go to the top of this dome, and there's 4 boxes up there that could have a chance of having a gun body in it. And of course, all 4 of them had, I got one. I got an SMG body out of one of those boxes. And then I have to jump all the way back down. Porridge is trying to meet me halfway, and he falls to his death.
Yeah, he dies. I can't rescue him in time. I get to Guido in time, but
Yeah, and I get to the bottom, and it's like a 10-foot drop, and I'm like, I could do this. And I drop down, and of course, I break both my legs when I do. And thankfully, Wally was right by to get me up. But it was like a 30-minute endeavor.
it was at least 30 minutes, and it was like a really shitty 30 minutes too. I don't get that same feeling of walking into a rad town kind of a thing and not knowing who's around the corner. I don't know. It feels different. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
It's interesting though.
It sounds fun, and I'm kind of upset that I wasn't able to join. This is the second time that you guys have done Rust, and I wasn't able to be there at the start.
Well,
But I know how it goes. Like, when I get behind, then everybody's like, things. We're going
Well,
to do things. See ya.
Rust gets wiped though fairly
yeah,
regularly.
it just
So if
got
we do,
wiped, the server we were playing on today. So
Oh.
so if
How
we
often
go
does it get
back,
wiped?
Like every week.
Every week, I think he does now. Every Thursday.
Yeah,
Solid.
It could be every 2 weeks, but I don't know.
1 or 2. Well, either way, though, it's 1 or 2 weeks.
Right.
Right. Okay. Okay.
And it's cool. I enjoy it, but near the end there, it like the population of the server dropped off because it was so far into the wipe, and you're just building guns to shoot at nothing. No one was raiding.
Right.
Yeah.
There's like 8 people on the server, so wipe times. There's like a good 5-day window after a wipe where it's a lot of fun to play, and then you just wait. You just play something else until it wipes again.
Gotcha.
Cool. That was our Rust experience.
And
Nice.
I haven't played any of the games that have come out other than that Tyranny game.
Yeah, how's Tyranny going? You've been playing.
Like
a
I
lot
said,
of that.
yeah. Actually, you know what? Let me just check here. I really need to. When did it come out? Like a week, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no
I
idea.
just wrote it down because I knew you were playing it.
It came out under 7 days ago, and I've already played 32 hours.
Wow. So you already got your money's worth.
Yeah, it's Baldur's Gate 2 from the guys from Obsidian Entertainment. They made Pillars of Eternity recently as well, which I did not like. This is amazing. Like I said, I'm on my second playthrough. I immediately played again after I finished it the first time.
And lots of RPG. How do you do you run a group of people, or is it just one dude?
It's a group of 4. And there's multiple characters. It's time stamped though, and it's, by the way, the AI is very good. You don't have to micromanage your dudes. They do their own thing.
Oh, you don't have to.
Not at all. Absolutely not at all. And lots of good writing, excellent writing, and the premise is phenomenal. It's extremely hard to be good, and not necessarily being bad is bad either. Basically, it's a fantasy world where evil is won and conquered 90% of the continent, and you're conquering the last 10%, this peninsula called the Tears, and you are the vanguard of the evil overlord army that's taking over the world. And you have some choices to make about how you wish to proceed.
Seems pretty sweet.
But you're the bad guy. You're killing people. You're rampaging. You're making choices about who lives and who dies. And it's very easy to be bad.
Nice.
Maybe I'll probably wait until it goes on sale.
CD Key says it for about 32.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
where I
still
got
wait. I'll give it a half a year, and it'll be $10 on Steam.
Probably, yeah.
It's. I mean, I like those kind of games. I just I don't clamor for them,
It's definitely
But
taken up for me.
yeah, it gets your seal of approval.
I know what ticks my boxes, and that clearly did. So
I've been trying to find like a new single player game to play, like I was kind of mentioning earlier, and I keep seeing like, you know what? I have that and never played it. So
Do it.
If you start playing it again, maybe I'll play it. We
It's.
can talk
I mean,
about
it's a
it.
single player, and that's it. So
Yeah. I mean, I keep saying, I see like Dishonored 2 come out, and that looks really cool, and Watch Dogs 2 looks pretty cool. I don't know. I think it's just like the new game thing. When you see a new game, like you want to get in on it. But
Right.
I have like Deus Ex that I've barely played, and Hitman that I should play more of, and stuff like that. But just no interest really.
solid.
I'm thinking about getting one of these roller coaster games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to get it.
It's been a while since I've played.
Shit.
Which one are you looking at?
I'm looking at Planet Coaster. I've heard that the new roller coaster Tycoon is not great. That it's like a rushed piece of shit, like a mess.
Yeah, that seems to be the thing that everyone's saying. It's just a cash grab.
And then there's one other one besides Planet Coaster. Do you remember what the name of that one is?
It's called Parkitect.
Yeah, Parkitect, which I think is more management based, from what I've read.
Right.
like-
I think
The
it's
reviews. Have you seen the reviews for Planet Coaster? It's
No.
fucking through the roof.
Yeah, I know. It's like the roller coaster game that people want, like the theme park game.
Yeah.
And it's it seems to be really fun and great to build the parks, but the management aspect of it isn't so great as from what I've read. I mean, it's still good, but it's like easy. Like you make a bunch of money and you build whatever you want.
Right.
So it's more a
Versus
sandbox
having to
game
make
than an
choices.
actual like game. Like,
Did you want to manage the finance part? Because for me, it was always building the coasters and making them death rockets and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I like that, but that wears off quick. I like to have a game part of my game. I like to be on rails. I like to have goals, and there's like very little that can go wrong with your park once it's built.
Right.
Roller coasters don't break down as much, and if they do, they're very easy to fix. It's just like it's an easy game, and it's more focused on building the kind of park that you want. And while I do want that, I also want there to be, a difficulty. I always liked the early SimCity games because they were difficult to do, but you had a cheat code to bail you out in case you made this awesome city and you didn't want it to explode, so you just, popped in a cheat code to give you a bunch of money and fix everything. I kind of wish that was the way it was.
Like,
that make
old
sense?
school, basically.
Yeah.
You want some game from 2000 or 1998 where you could build the giant park and shit gets fucked, but you can just type in AB 147 and you get $100,000 and you're fine.
Right.
Yeah,
But I
know what
want
you're
that
talking about.
challenge there. I want it. I want to be able to avoid getting to that point by myself. But if I get to that point, I want some sort of bailout.
You want that danger there hovering in front of
Right.
you. You don't want yeah.
Did you play Roller Coaster Tycoon? Do you have a history with those?
I played it when I was younger, whatever the first iteration of the theme park game was. But I haven't played any recently at all in the past.
I think for
decade.
most of us, the IP has a nostalgia factor if
Yeah.
you're within a certain age range.
I mean, it's
I
awesome
never-
games.
I never played those games.
Oh no.
No.
Well, I think I'll jump on board. I'm just looking for something to kind of drone away at while I got Netflix on, and I can't think of a better game than building some roller coasters and raking in some cash.
I found this really good game. It's called Bridge Constructor. Great
yeah?
game to do that too. Yeah, great game.
Yeah. I've played those. I mean, there's a ton of those kinds of games out there. Are you joking about that, though?
No, Guido did it.
Oh,
It's one of his
oh,
cheap
yeah.
dates.
I was just watching one of his cheap dates, the Chameleon game. I forget what it's called. Do you remember playing that,
I
Guido?
do. That's one of my worst cheap dates, I think.
Yeah.
I wasn't very happy. I think that was the very last one that I did, so I wasn't.
Yeah.
Super enthused.
Yeah, so that's probably why I stopped doing it because I wasn't happy with it.
Right. I've played a little bit of Battle Right this past couple weeks.
Oh, yeah.
I've
I've played a very small amount of that as well.
I have like 30 hours in the game right now, so
Wow.
a decent amount.
Oh wow.
Oh wow!
Battle Right's all right.
It's fun. Yeah, you're not digging it as much as you thought you were going to.
No, I dig it. It's just I need someone to play with. I would never play
Okay.
it alone.
Oh, I love playing it alone.
And it's just they're getting over the hurdle of learning it, of learning
Yeah.
the champions mostly. I get the game, like I understand.
Right.
I'm not horrible at it either. I think
Right.
I'm actually fairly decent for the amount of time I put in, but it's just having to look at all the skills for every single champion and knowing what you're going against is just it's daunting.
Yeah.
I
But
don't-
So-
I don't want to
kind
do
of turned
that.
me off. Yeah.
So the thing that I kind of did was just kind of focus on one champion, and then just all of them are fairly similar, right? So if there's a counter, they all kind of just like stop and glow, just don't hit them. They all have really similar things, and yet slightly different. So a majority of people that are melee have a counter. A majority of people that are ranged have some sort of escape, or snares or stuns or stuff like that. I think that the biggest thing that I learned was like the different states of players. So like stunned versus petrified versus incapacitated are all really similar. It's just like what you do during those certain situations.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that also. It's still, I don't know. There's like a hurdle, and you've
Yeah.
overcome that hurdle.
Right.
And
It didn't take
Yeah,
long.
but you need
I
to
mean,
put those hours in.
Right.
It took maybe 5-ish hours, I would say, for me to like kind of get over that hurdle. And I'm still learning. Like, they're still coming out with new champions, so I'm still learning things as I go. And like, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. Like, and the games are short enough that you learn pretty quick, right?
Yeah, that's definitely its key factor is the shortness of the games, but
Right.
they're also super intense. And I'm like,
Yeah, they are
I get tired, I get
worked
too
up.
worked up, and then I need to take a break.
See, that's a bad sign because I'm a lot like you, and I think I would get the same reaction.
And it
about that. It's
requires so much focus too. Like if you're in that game, you're playing that game.
Yeah.
You can't talk to anyone besides your teammate.
Oh God! I remember when I walked into the room and like 3 guys were playing it. I think Nasty was playing it too. Hey guys, how's it going? That's like all I got.
Yeah. I mean, like, it definitely is, but it's 2-minute rounds, and that's about it, you know. And then you're out of the game. And then you
That's a
like,
testimony to the game's immersive quality, though.
And then you have another 10 minutes of sitting around, though, you know, like waiting for the next match to kick off, unless you're doing it like we were, where we were playing custom games and it was just back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
So it's fun. I really enjoy it. I still keep playing it because of the fact that I can play like 20 minutes and feel satisfied and feel like I actually enjoyed sitting down and playing, not like League where I sit down for an hour and lose the game and I'm like, why the fuck did I just waste an hour of my day playing that shitty fucking match?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I wish we had? I wish we had someone that would craft emails to various game developers and try and get review copies for us. That wasn't one of
Yeah.
us.
That would be nice. You
Does
mean
that-
like a
if any-
manager
Not just someone to get.
or a PR person for us?
Not even
We need a
PR,
manager and a
we just-
PR. We're putting out the call right
No,
now. If
no,
you'd like to
not.
volunteer your time to be our manager and or our PR person,
Yeah,
let
for
us know.
free.
For free.
Please.
Volunteer.
do you know-
Keyword volunteer.
You don't want it to be one of us because it looks like we're unprofessional, or because it's too much work for us to take on.
Well, I just don't think we'd do it.
We do a lot already.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just one more thing.
I'd rather have, because I mean, I've done it to 3 developers and I've gotten 2 different copies of games, so it works. You know, we just don't do it.
Yeah, we just don't. The other thing is like figuring out what game I actually want to like write to a company about to try to get a developer copy.
All of them. That's why I want someone to do it. Just
Oh,
write
just to every company that comes
anytime
out.
a game comes out, if we show interest in it, they take the initiative, and they email the fuck out of all sorts of people to get us copies of those games.
Okay,
Dear-
can somebody get me a copy of Fez 2, please? Thanks.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Damn it.
Dear developer of G-Ball, we are your biggest fans.
Literally.
They're only
Look at look at these statistics.
Yeah, I think you should give us 50% of your shares.
of their shares. Yeah,
Of their
They're
debt.
publicly traded. Their debt. They did that in their fucking mom's basement.
I feel like that was like somebody's senior project that they had to do
Yeah, it
for
was
some
definitely-
game dev. And they were like, oh, this is cool. Let's put it on Steam.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, good stuff.
Sombra is out.
Oh, is
Oh
she?
yeah, I
Overwatch,
played some
yeah.
Overwatch too. I've been playing all
Oh, did
sorts
you?
of games. Yeah, I played.
Yeah, I
for
played a
about
little bit of that.
an hour and a half yesterday.
Nice, nice.
That game is so fun.
It is.
It's a fun game.
It's got
Yeah.
the same like battle rate mentality of like pick it up, just play a couple
It's-
of games,
it's
and
short.
then stop.
Yeah, it's intense. They added a bunch of new modes too, which
Yeah.
are pretty fun. There's a 1v1 mode and a 3v3. I like the 3v3. It's cool because you don't respawn in it, so it's just like first team to kill the other team wins, and
Oh,
then it's like
nice.
best of 5 or something.
That sounds like my kind of game. Maybe I'll pick it up and start playing some more and just play 3v3s. Because I don't like the feeling of like, okay, we're just going to stall this out until the last 10 seconds and then they're going to overrun us. And I feel like that happens way too often in that game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, either.
I enjoy Overwatch.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't played Sombra though.
Yeah,
I
she's
feel-
cool. Do you know what she does?
Yeah. My daughter is a big fan of Sombra,
Oh, nice.
so I've heard all about her for the past 3 weeks.
Solid.
Okie dokie. What do you guys think? Should we move on to just the old listener of the week?
Yeah, sounds
All
good.
right.
Sure.
Yo, listener of the week now. He's gonna be real sweet now. It's listener of the week. Yeah.
This week's listener of the week is Bullet Bilks. Bullet Bilks gave us 5 stars on the old US of A iTunes. Titled his review, The Best or the Worst. And his review is as follows. With topics ranging from League of Legends and World of Warcraft to hammer suicide, you never know how many marriages will be ruined in one episode. Trying to find a way to describe this podcast. It is either the best worst podcast or the worst best podcast. It could just be the most amazing Just Okay podcast out there. Lola podcast is better than Just Okay though.
No.
That's not nice.
Thanks, Bullet Bilks. You are a listener of the week.
Yo, listener of the week now. He's gonna be real sweet now. It's listener of the week. Yeah.
You can be listener of the week by leaving a review on iTunes. Just pop your old little baby review in there. Say, hey, these guys are good. We appreciate it.
Yeah, what he said.
I appreciate it personally.
No games or anything. Yeah, I mean, we've gone like an hour and 20 minutes. Just
Yeah, we're pretty
talking
long.
video games. No filler.
Straight,
Shit.
straight gaming.
Yeah,
Back
straight
to our roots.
gaming, bro.
One thing I did want to mention is we have
Mm-hmm.
a new Patreon tier.
Oh yeah,
Tier
that's
on
right.
patreon.com. So
$35 tier.
yeah, if you want to throw us, if 20 was too little, but 50 was too much, you can give us 35 and you get your own emoji on our Discord. And what else? You get your own
Voice
channel, voice channel on Discord too.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet deal. And you get the segue and you get the Patreon night and you get all that stuff too.
Right. Which Patreon night this month,
This is probably going to be an impromptu one.
it's going to be closer to the end of the month. It might even be like
Right.
December 2nd
And
because that's a Friday.
we'll double up in December.
Yeah. We got Turkey Day. We got all that Thanksgiving goodness. We can get some stuffing and turkey in our bells. Mm-mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going on a little trip, so I'm going to be gone.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
How's that clip show coming, Mel? Is that happening or no?
Yeah, no one has sent me any clips so far, even though I've asked for them. So I'll ask here if you listen to our podcast and you hear a funny clip, let me know on Discord or somewhere. Just let me know the episode and the timestamp would be great. But yeah, otherwise I'm gonna put together a clip show on my own.
There was a part of that's my fault. I didn't get last week's podcast up until today, and I know there was some people that wanted to pull some stuff out of that. So
Yeah, it won't be hard for me to find funny stuff because we're such funny
Oh, we're
guys.
the
yeah,
funniest.
definitely.
No,
But,
but yeah, if there's a bit that you liked, just off the top of my head, the Mark Merrill Creator Lab
Just-
shitting on the floor bit.
Yep, this one, the Mark Merrill this time too. Great bit.
Yeah, was it?
That's why I
Yep.
said karma.
What other quick bits are there?
There's definitely some of the older voicemails.
I think anytime a phone rings, it turns out to be a pretty decent bit,
Uh-huh.
and we answer the phone.
This
Sometimes,
intro was a good bit.
How are your weeks is usually a cornucopia of randomness.
Right. Some of the guests, you know,
Yeah, we got good guests all the
would be,
time.
good bits. If there's a special guest part of their talking that you liked.
I think Miles inhaling was a good bit.
Yeah, just if there's a favorite part, just send what episode it is and a timestamp to justokgamers@gmail.com. And because we're going to have to take a week off here sometime soon.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna have to. Mill, what if they gave you a timestamp in a YouTube video? How would that work for you?
Yeah.
You know how
that'd
you
be
can
fun.
like send a video at this time? Just
Yeah,
trying to think
that would be
outside the box
perfect.
for some of these people that might not want to do all that, and they're listening to us right now.
And maybe try to keep it within the last year. Sort of the best of 2016, maybe.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, that makes it easy to look to.
Yeah. All right. Nasty, you want to plug us out?
Yeah, you guys pretty much hit our big ones, but if you guys want to check out anything else, you can find it all at justokgamers.com. All of our social media is in the top right corner as Millpool said. Be sure to visit our Patreon, patreon.com/justokgamers if you would like to support the podcast. Otherwise, if you got something to say, you can give us a call at 615-763-5654 or send us an email to justokgamers@gmail.com.
Oh, and I got an announcement. Next week, we won't be doing
Tuesday.
voicemails. Yeah. We won't be doing voicemails. We're going to be recording on a Tuesday, so you guys get a little podcast earlier.
Club's
but also,
going
we're
up.
having a super special guest, and his name is the one and only Zyrene.
Yep,
That's right.
that is right.
Zyrene from the little game company called Riot Games will be joining us. He does a lot of the collegiate stuff. He does some analyst tests, shoutcasting. He's a man of many trades. It should be fun to talk to him. He's a really funny dude too. So
He really dodged a bullet when he wasn't here for this one.
Yeah, I feel like we would have had an even better discussion about
The
that.
collegiate thing.
The collegiate versus relegation versus franchising thing.
Oh, yeah, we can bring it up with him.
You think
See
they'd
what
let
his
him?
thoughts are.
right.
I
So-
mean, I don't know.
So yeah, with the guest, we won't be doing voicemails, just because we don't want Zyrene to listen to you guys ask us what our favorite pizza toppings are again.
Yeah, or alcohol, not
It's
beer.
pepperoni
Yeah, it's
and
pep and
pineapple,
pine,
by
bro.
the way.
It's always fucking pep and pine.
Murder,
Yeah,
fuck, kill, league
so if you ever
champions.
want to order a pizza at Guido's house, it's always Pep and Pine, and his address is 7819 South 76
Boogie Woogie
Milwaukee.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Yep, check it out.
Avenue. Yep, Milwaukee, Boston.
Milwaukee, Boston. It's a suburb of Boston.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you next week. Early pod next week with guest Zyrene. I hope you guys are there.
Yeah, please be there.
Be there or be square.
We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
Well,
Bye.
I don't really understand that be there, be square thing.